And we're starting with Tom and the Bills. And can I just say, the way you sell number one every week, every day this week, it's been really impressive. So go ahead.
Well, now you put the pressure on. All right, let's start out with the Buffalo Bills checklist for 2023. Show me, can you Diggs it? That's right. Things were festering with Stefon Diggs going all the way back till the end of last season. You saw it bubble over a little bit on the sideline of the playoffs. And there's cryptic tweets. And there's social media posts. The Bills would have loved if Stefon Diggs came in during OTAs and worked everything out when it was a lower pressure situation. Instead, doesn't show up until minicamp. Ends up leaving the facility. Sean McDermott would like a mulligan on how he answered a question about how concerned he was about Diggs being absent here. But they talked through it. They're moving forward together. They really don't have a choice based on the signing bonus they already gave Stefon Diggs, part of a restructure this year. They can't trade him. They don't want to trade him. They're not going to trade him. They're going to be together. But based on this situation becoming public, now the spotlight is aimed at Stefon Diggs. When he's waving his arms on the sideline, it's not going to be, oh, what a competitor. They're talking out. It's going to be, oh, my goodness. Is this about to all blow up? It's something the Bills and Stefon Diggs are going to have to navigate, particularly during the early portion of the season. Number 2, dominant McD. Leslie Frazier moving on after 3 years as the defensive coordinator. Sean McDermott, the head coach, now takes over as the play caller. Bills had all sorts of issues on defense last season. Von Miller tore his ACL. Pretty much the entire secondary was hurt. Then obviously you had the DeMar Hamlin situation. And DeMar, let's remember, amazingly, plans to be back on the field this season. If this defense can stay healthy, and if McDermott, who's been one of the NFL's best, that's how he became a head coach, can show that he can do it again, this team has a really good opportunity to make some noise in the AFC. And finally, we're just joshing around. This is all about Josh Allen. Everything else, even number 1, number 2, nothing compares to Josh Allen and the impact that he can make. When you've got a true franchise quarterback like Josh Allen is, he can cover up for a lot on your team. Last year, Josh Allen had the Bills out to a 6-1 start. They beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. Then he suffers a partially torn UCL, associated muscle and tendon damage in his elbow on his throwing arm. That impacted him in terms of his mechanics. He had to wear a brace for a while. He had some soreness. There were other quarterbacks who might have shut it down. The doctors were not optimistic he could keep playing. He did. Really just got his touchback toward the end of the season here. Didn't need surgery. By all accounts, he's progressing really well. And I can bet you Josh Allen's going to have a chip on his shoulder because all he's heard this entire offseason is about a different quarterback who just got to the AFC.
Dolphins. That's where I'm going with this one. This is a very interesting team for a number of reasons. The number one reason, Timber is the way you would say that when the tree falls in the forest. Tua using jiu-jitsu and everything he's doing this offseason to learn how to fall. Said he's been put in all kinds of uncomfortable situations, thrown through the air as he's jiu-jitsuing. I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong term there. To help himself maybe avoid another concussion. We'll see if that is effective with Tua staying healthy this upcoming season as he's being thrown around in uncomfortable positions by opposing defensive players from time to time. It's going to happen. Number 2, swing for the fences. It's a baseball analogy. It means home run. I'm going to use the word run today. I know you like the word run. The Dolphins' running game, the second fewest rushing attempts last year. I believe it was Raheem Mostert who said that Mike McDaniel in his exit interview was apoplectic with how little they ran the football last year. Not only the attempts, but also the effectiveness. McDaniel was known as this guy that was able to dial up the home run plays for the 49ers when he was with them for the previous couple of years. 10, 20-plus rushing yards. That's okay. That was like middle of the pack. Only one rush of 40-plus yards. So I want to see more of those home runs. Swing for the fences. Finally, number 3, Miami Vice. Miami Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator now of the Miami Dolphins. Several other teams were interested, including the Philadelphia Eagles. You may have heard about that. That may still be a topic of conversation in Philadelphia this morning. But Vic Fangio landing in Miami for a defense that was 24th in points allowed last year. They expect that to be much better with Fangio and now Jalen Ramsey being added to the mix here. So this needs to be a defense that is going to be much more dominant, dictate things, keep their score down while this offense, hopefully running and throwing, puts points on the board.
All right. A friend of mine used to say, why run when you could fly? All right. Give me the New York Jets.
No one's flying right now.
The New York Jets. We're calling this segment a checklist, but I'm just going to kind of play on words here a little bit. All right. This is a pre-flight checklist. All right. You've got to check the boxes for your itinerary and your pre-flight checklist. All right, here we go. The Jets, look, you're going on a huge trip right now. Our Jets have not been on a vacation. They haven't been on a trip. There's all this buildup right now as they prepare for this 17-hour flight that is the season. So it all begins with proper boarding. Here's the one thing, Jets fans, I want you to do. Don't take the big suitcase, all right? Get rid of all the baggage, all the luggage, all those rich Coat-type T-shirts. Get rid of them. All the Mark Sanchez jokes and the butt fumbles, get rid of it. All the Rex Ryan stuff, out of there. We're not bringing a big suitcase on this flight, all right? We are carrying on only, all right, in case there's any delays or any issues. We're not bringing the baggage. Jets fans have been through enough. We understand, we get it. So pre-flight checklist, all right, no baggage. All right, here we go. Now here's what we got to do. The other checklist is wellness check. Are you healthy? Are you ready to rock? Yes. Okay. We need Mekhi Becton healthy. All right. He missed all of last season. You need Elijah Vera Tucker healthy, and you need Breece Hall healthy. So there's your wellness check. All right. Number 2. Every flight is determined by the takeoff. Pilots will tell you that's the trickiest part of any flight. It's the takeoff. The Jets, you've got to have a smooth takeoff. There's been this buildup all offseason long already about what this season is going to mean for Jets fans. What is it going to be? Guess who their first game is? Monday Night Football, September 11th against the Buffalo Bills, okay? You've got to have a great takeoff here. You cannot start slow, and I'm talking about you two rookies of the years. Sauce Gardner, guess what? You're going to have your hands full right here. Guess what, Gary Wilson? You got to show up. You got a quarterback. You won that award last year with Zach Wilson. Now you've got to elevate it. You've got to do even better. So the Jets, you got to start off fast. All right, the Buffalo Bills, that's the first game. But look at this run in the first 6 games. After the Bills, they got Dallas in Dallas week 2, and then they play the Chiefs and the Eagles in weeks 4 and week 6, the 2 best teams in the league last year. So you cannot start slow, or this is going to be a bumpy ride, and there's going to be a lot of turbulence. Nobody likes turbulence on a 17-hour flight. All right, Jets fans, here's check number 3. All right, number 3 on your flight plan. Everybody loves hearing from their captain. This is your captain speaking. Aaron Rodgers, you are the captain. All right, you are a striker right now. You got to fly this plane. They brought you in here for one reason, to fly that plane to the promised land. You know where this plane needs to land at the end of the year? It needs to land in Vegas. That's where the Super Bowl is, all right? Your captain right here is going to tell you everything about your flight. When your captain comes on board and he's cool, calm, and collected, you feel like at ease. Like, you know what? I can sit back and enjoy this flight because I know this guy's got it. Aaron Rodgers, you got to show that right out of the gate. And you know what? Striker, we're all counting on you. You got to land the plane.
You know what? Sean's talking about flying. The Patriots want to travel back to better days. And to do that, we got to talk about the future now. Number 1, Mac is back. And by that, I mean the Mac we saw in his first season, not the Mac we saw last season. We've talked about Mac somewhat this week and how they believe that he can get back to the Mac that we saw previously. At the end of the season, 7 touchdowns in his last 3 games, but Mac knows that he has to cut down on the interceptions. That is up there on the checklist, but perhaps a Roll Tide reunion will help him do this. Now, look, I know that he and Bill O'Brien were not at Alabama at the same time, but they're out of that Alabama tree. And that brings me to number 2. And number 2 would be believe in the Bills. I'm not talking about the Buffalo kind. I'm not talking about the kind they print on dollars. I am talking about Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien. Look, if I've got to bet on somebody, I'm betting on this guy because in his time as the leader of the Patriots, as the captain of the Patriots, as Sean would say, he has never missed the postseason in consecutive years. They were out last season. And look, I think that there is a big discrepancy in how we talk about them right now because of the Bills and the Dolphins and because how good this AFC East is. They weren't that far off of making the postseason. It's not like in week 14 the season was over for them. If I got to bet on anyone, I'm going to bet on this guy. And Bill O'Brien's got to find this offense a way to score points. They were last in red zone offensive production last year. And then finally, go with what you know. Maybe Mac doesn't have to be spectacular because they have a dominant defense there in New England. They were the stars of the show for New England a season ago. They had 6 players have multiple interceptions on this Patriots team a year ago. That is more than any other team in the NFL, and those guys will be back minus McCourty. But rely on that defense, and perhaps the Patriots could be the team that surprises some folks in the AFC East.